plan today is to get new T-piece and my new blow-off valve. Now, with this blow-off valve, I bought a dual port blow-off valve, so it's got, you can recirc and actually blow off, but it has got an adjustable, so basically I can regulate everything. I think the wastegate on this is about supposed to be at 8 psi wastegate, but I'm not quite sure if that's right anyway. But I just want to keep everything secure for now until I go electronic boost control, and just basically get it kind of running. So the idea is, well, if you can see, recirc side, vent side, intake side. Get it on its wheels and then see what it's like, see if it drives, and go from there really. So it'll be a bit of bitting and bobbing in this video, but hey, that's what they're all like. So first up is undoing the temporary blow-off valve. So we'll get this done. As you can see, it's now on. So now we get the blow-off valve. We'll fit that. What we need to do is make sure that the pipe I've got will fit it, otherwise I have to change the valve. That seems about right. So that's the valve we need to change. Now, all that happens is, I just unscrew it. Trying to lose everything. New valve on, hose on. Screw this back together. Like I said before, I'm going to have this set so it vents pretty easy, and then go from there with testing. So screw all the way down and back it all the way off. Tighten that one up because I'm not going to recirc, so have it going whoosh, hopefully. I'm going to have to do some boot sleep testing, I think, though. Okay, right. Jubilee clips are included in the box. Look like alright quality, I'm not saying amazing quality, but they stop the air. Way around. That's it. Then that can go on that. There we go. So, take you off the tripod. It is on. Then what I've got to do is just adjust that to however I want it. But it's not out the way, sitting in the way of anything. It's going to be sitting in the bulge of the bonnet. You should hear some like whoosh noises, hopefully. No, my luck, there's a boost leak though. I've just these clamps, because I cut that last week. There's not much perch, but we'll see. We'll see. So, what was the next job? I need to find a bolt for the starter motor. Do need to reroute some new vac hose for the ECU as well, so I think I might pull the crappy vac hose out and push that other stuff in, so we'll do that now. New vac line is on. We see the boost pipe vac line as well. I've routed it all the way through, you can just see it there, and tucked it all up and into the firewall. Now I've got the lambda to fit. Now the controller for the lambda is in the wideband, is sitting underneath the dash in the car now. The last time I ran this, it went basically near enough where it is going to be at the moment, which is, probably can see it down there, that's the old one. and ran straight down the side of the car and inside up through the floor, because this is where the old gearbox oil fill hole used to be. I don't know when I'm going to do that because that's going to get hot, so I've got to figure out, I might have to P-clip it or something, the cable to the side of the car underneath, and then run it down the side of the car, or I can just run it where it used to and back straight into this hole, but it's this that is worrying me because that's going to get hot. So I'm going to see how much cable there is on the back of the Innovate wideband and then go from there. So let's get this back in. So the replacement wideband is in. Foolishly, I've done it that way around, and it's routed opposite to where it's got to go. It's got to go that way. But that's fine, because we'll just figure out how long the cable is from the wideband and see if it will run down the side of the chassis rail. But I think on the outside edge of the chassis rail, or I do route it back up and put it into, there's a hole there, and we see where the pipes and everything are going in. It's just I'm worried about this. I know I'm going to wrap it, but even when it's wrapped, it's still going to get warm. I just don't know. What I'll do is I'll jack it up, we'll have a look underneath, and if there's enough cable I'll probably route it down the side of the car. It would make it a bit cooler. It does mean I'm going to have to go either that way, as into the outside of the car for the cable to come, and then round the outside of the chassis rail, which would be more beneficial. There will be one bit where it's got to loop over the chassis rail, but we could be what I'm going to get is right, because I don't know how long that cable is. So first thing is we jack it up and have a look, but I am going to get a coffee. We have the coffee and we have the car. Right, let's see whether we can get this wideband cable across the bottom. So that's where the connector's poking down. That is it's actually a longer cable, so what my idea is to bring it over this chassis rail, make sure I don't use it as a jack in later, and bring it down this side, and then tuck it over and into where the front of where the connector is. So I don't think there's any room up top, and it's be close to the exhaust, I think. Let me crawl under and have a look. There we go, that's cable from inside the car. Sit there, sorry about the noise. It goes, you can't really tell, but there's the cable's here, and it goes in a hole down the side of the firewall, side of the gearbox tunnel, but the actual main control box is somewhere up there. It's there, like that, there, like the Terminator. There you go. So this looks like, how long that cable is, it's going to go. I'm going to route it on this side of the chassis rail, all the way down that chassis rail, all the way, and then you see the connector there now. Doesn't mean it's going to, the connector is probably going to have to go, if I can just grab it, something like that, which is fine, because as soon as it's P-clipped, it's not going to be a problem. The only issue with that is, I'm pulling it back. Oh no, that's fine. It's just going to bend on itself, so it's just going to come down here. That's easy. I've got lots of P-clips and we can get that sorted right now. I just want it away from this, because that's going to get hot enough as it is. It's already started changing colour, the stainless has. I'm going to wrap it, I say, but I'm trying to make sure it's so far away from anything. So while this is all zip tied up, and I'm going to put some heat wrap on them, you know, the gold heat wrap stuff that you can get, so they will all be heat wrapped. The manifold will be wrapped. There'll be a turbo blanket on this. I'm reluctant to buy a turbo blanket for a T25 though, because as you know, I've got the TD04 15T on its way, which should be here this week. It's all the way from China. China turbo. So yeah, that's so I'm reluctant. I might get TD04, which is slightly bigger, and then just put it on top of this one for now. But I've done the actuator has now got a Jubilee clip on it. Oh, sorry, a retaining clip. So that's that sorted. Hello! There we go. So she's got some slack there for engine movement, of course. Then all the way down, obviously, I'm going to route that back up to the car, back inside the cockpit. It's pretty sweet, really. Do the job, tighten it all up, put a zip tie, stop it from pulling back down. Job done. Means, apart from the starter motor bolt, we can put this on the ground, we can drive it. She's outside again. Sun shining. It's a good day. Right, it won't boost. It's just blowing the spark out. So I think it's because of the map, because it went ridiculously lean. So I think it's obviously the map, which we knew anyway. So I was just kind of for shits and giggles. So I'm going to put my tablet on. We'll put my map back on, and that should give us the right fueling and be just about right for it. I noticed there's a bit of steam and stuff coming off, which I think this was leaking earlier, so I've already tightened that up. But you could hear the turbo whistle, so hopefully, I don't know whether that's, that would do. But I think also that this is plumbed in, which shouldn't be, so it needs to be blocked off on both ends. So I'm just going to do that as well. Yeah, right, let's get it cracking. Focus, come on. Well, I've just done a test drive around the garden and it's awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera on the back garden and you will see it. Makes for a good video, I suppose. Pretty chuffed with that. So in-car video, this will pick up all the rattling and stuff, but all it wants to do is go sideways. Do is bonnet on, and I think I might take it around the block just to see whether it just drives okay and whether it does actually get a boost more than what it should do. Good thing about MGBs is the body lines are never quite right, so fitting a bonnet is piss easy. Plus that's fiberglass, so it's dead easy to fit. But we're getting there, so I've just got a couple more to put on, then that can go in. I'm going to see the if I pull my finger up those, I'll bend them inwards with the flick round, then I can take it around the block. No police officer can then have a go at me if I'm going to impale someone. Right, rather dirty bonnet is on. So, next thing, I'm going to put the grill in, I think. It's only a couple of screws, so let's just get that in. Okay, hope you've enjoyed the video. Obviously we've got quite a lot done, and it runs and drives. Got to do the boost leak testing, which I'm doing now, but I'm going to redo it next week when I come back. So yeah, fantastic. I'm chuffed, well chuffed. So hopefully if you liked it and obviously enjoyed it, share it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.